Hello viewers, welcome back to Network Home YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to learn about default routing. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe our channel. Feel free to like, share and comment, and never forget to click on the bell icon to never miss an update from our channel. Today's topic is the default routing. So the default routing, we can say it's an advanced version of the static routing. The default routing is considered a special type of static routing. The default route is being used to send data packets to an unknown targets to a single next hop address. Default routing is a last preferred routing. So in this default routing, we are now going to mention the network address. We are just mentioning the next hop address. So default routing helps to reduce the routing table size. Since we are mentioning only the next default hop address, and we are not mentioning the network address or the subnet mask. So the routing table size is reduced in the default routing process. So default route is selected most effective while a particular route is not referred to in the routing table. And the best example for a default routing is the internet. So in the internet, we are not going to mention the destination's network address. So it is all about the default routing. So let's get into the practicals of it and understand how we can perform the default routing. So here considered two networks. One is 30.0.0.1 and the second network is 192.168.1.1 network. And let's start configuring it. So first I will consider this router 1. I will click on the CLI mode. I'll type it as N, that is no, and enable, then config T to enter the configuration mode. First, we need to mention which interface we are going to configure. So I'm considering the first interface FA0/1. Then type IP add to add an IP address. So I will be considering the class A IP, that is 30.0.0.1 with the subnet mask. Then node shutdown and exit. Then I will consider the second interface of this router, that is FA0/0. Then IP add, as I have mentioned here, I will consider 10.0.0.1 with the subnet mask, 255.0.0.0, do node shutdown and exit. I configure the first router. Then I click on the second router and enter the CLI mode and click on and select no, then enter and type it as enable, then type config T, then specify the interface which we need to configure. That is the first interface FA0/1. Click on enter, then IP add. I'm going to add the IP address, that is 192.168.1.1 along with subnet mask 255.255.0. Then node shutdown and exit. And I select the second interface, that is FA0/0. Then add the preferred IP, that was 10.0.0.2 with the subnet mask to 55.0.0.0. Then node shutdown and exit. So we have done with the basic configuration of the two routers. Now I'm going to mention the routing protocol, that is for the default routing. In a default routing, we're not going to mention the network address. As in our previous video that was about the static routing, there we were mentioning the network ID, subnet mask, and the next hop address. So in the default route, they're going to just mention the next hop count. So I'll mention the routing protocol IP route space. So I do not need the network address. So just I will type 0.0.0. Then again, I don't need a subnet mask. I will type in 0.0.0. I need to just mention the next hop count. For this router, the next hop count is 10.0.0.2. So I'll just type in that, then click on enter. Similarly, I will click on the second router. Then I will type in the IP protocol, that is IP route. Then I don't need to mention the network, so 0.0.0. Then similarly with the subnet mask, I just need to mention the next hop count. For this router, the next hop count is 10.0.0.1. Then click on enter. Now we have done with the configuration. Just I will add the IP address for the PCs statically. So this PC belongs to this network. So I will just give the IP 30.0.0.2. And the default gateway is this one, 30.0.0.1. Close this. Similarly, assign the IPs for all the pieces. Okay. Now the second network I'm going to consider. So in this, I'm going to assign the IP addresses. Then for the second PC, okay. Now we have done the configuration of routers and we have also assigned the PC's IP address for the PCs. Now just check out the routing by adding the data packets, by sending the data packets. So I'll just move the data packet from this PC to say this PC. Just click on the simulation mode. And play. Now you can see the movement of data packet. So the protocol that is being used is the ICMP protocol. Okay, wait a minute, just add the data packet again. Click on the simulation. Just give play mode. The data packet has reached the destination. Now the host PC must have to receive the acknowledgement for the data which has been received by the destination PC. Now you can see the host PC has received an acknowledgement that the destination has received the data packet which was sent by the PC. Now we can check out the IP routing table. So just click on any one of the router. First, we need to exit from this config mode and get into a privilege mode. Then I can type in show IP route. Click on enter. Now you can see the connections and which routing protocol that has been used. So you can observe here that is S followed by S star. If it was only S, it indicates that it is static routing is being used. S followed by a star indicates that it is the default routing. Now we can see the connections, that is the network 10.0.0.0. It is directly connected using the fast Ethernet 0.0/0. So you can observe here 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.2. They're all connected directly using FA0/0 port, we can say. That is the interface. Then the second connection, that is 30.0.0.1, is directly connected with the interface FA0/1 that is mentioned here. Then the static routing, that was routing done from this router to this. So it has mentioned, it has not mentioned the network address since we are not using the network IP in the default routing. It has specified it as 0.0.0.0, and it is default routing has been done via 10.0.0.2. That means from this router, the data was sent to this network from this PC to this PC, and the gateway was 10.0.0.2. That has been mentioned here. So we can get all the details. Similarly, we can click on the second router and type in the same command. We get the routing table required. That's all for today. Thank you for watching my video. Keep supporting us.